Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us. I am your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, here on Live with Lloyd. As you see, I have one of my good buddies that I've been knowing it got to be about 30 years. Okay, but anyway, Hankh Rising Sun is my featured guest, and I want to thank him very much. And he also is going to bring on a very special guest too. Quite beautiful, by the way, and but first, let me say this to you. I hope everyone is doing okay. And let me do this. Okay. One thing about live radio or these live shows. Thank you, everybody. All right. I'm astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn, with the joy of numerology is the joy of learning and enlightenment. And before I bring Hank on, I always want to introduce the cosmic forecast for today. This is the very last day of November, folks. So if you didn't get your bids in up until now, it's not going to happen. But anyway, it is November the 30th. The sun is in Sagittarius. The moon is in Pisces. It's a 8 universal month, a 3 universal week, a 2 universal day. Cancer, Pisces, and Sagittarius, which is my guest, Hankh Rising. That's his sign. He just had his birthday 5 days ago. Or if they're born on the 2nd, the 2nd or the 3rd, the 11th or the 12th, the 20th, the 21st, the 29th, and the 30th of the month. And I keep forgetting to say, please like, share, and subscribe. There have been many of you within the last week and a half that heard me on 19 Keys or saw me on 19 Keys show that have tuned in. Greatly appreciated donations and whatnot. So Monday or Wednesday of next week, I'm going to list everybody to give the proper recognition and respect. But in the meantime, that is how that goes right now. But before we do, for those of you who know Hank, again, I can't go nowhere without people asking about these neck pieces, where I get it from. Well, you will find out where you can get yours too. All righty. Let's see. Hank, how you doing, buddy?
I'm okay, Lloyd. You know what? Greetings to your family, to all your listeners, now and in the future. I want to grab a bag. I got to grab a bottle because I want to show them something. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yes, please do. Please do. The one thing about having Hank on this show is always a lot of spontaneity, but that's his energy. And for those of you, I do want to thank you very, very much. We are going into a brand new month. By the way, for those who are not familiar with some of the personal cycles that deal with the parts of the year and months and weeks and days, tomorrow, December the 1st, will be a 9 universal month. What I did was I added 2022 to the 12th calendar month, and that gave me the number of 203, no, 20324 rather, and that adds up to a 9. Anyway, Hank, how you doing?
Okay, Lloyd, thank you for having me on the show. Once again, I want to give salutations to all your audience. Uh, I want to thank my co hostess, Miss Bliss. She's going to
And
be
she will
joining
be
us.
on very shortly too.
Yeah, she's going to be sharing some of her insights. And before, you better get your pens and papers, family, because everything I'm sharing you is going to be pertinent to you or someone you know.
And you said the theme of tonight's show is something in psychedelic. What is it?
Let me get closer. Tonight's show, family, is superfoods and psychedelics.
Okay, good.
So, whether you've done psychedelics, you're going to need the superfoods because you don't have it in your diet unless you're taking these.
Alrighty. So we'll start with your invocation, buddy, and we'll go from there.
I am in me. I am in you, the listening audience, now and in the future. I am in Miss Bliss. I am in the host of this show. Numbers of you, numbers and you, Lloyd Strayhorn. We individually and collectively call upon our ascended master ancestors to intervene and protect and divinely direct our personal lives and the entire planet. Family first, Yes, I am forgiving all past lives. And yes, I am asking all past lives to forgive me. Yes, I am forgiving all souls in this life. And I ask all souls in this life to forgive me. Because we are beings of eternity suffering from amnesia. If we could remember all our past lives, just imagine the treasures we could manifest. So I call upon Simeon Toko, the latest Christ born in the Congo, brought forth an army of black angels to chase the colonists out of their terrorist activities. Simeon Toko, please be with us tonight. Another ascended master out of Africa, Sheikh Amadou Bamba. We ask in the name of love that you join us. Sheikh Ibrafal. South African Zulu shaman, Credo Mutwa, be with us tonight on this show. Guide us with the ancient wisdom that you've shared. Gatekeeper of Northern California, Mount Shasta, the entrance into the hollow earth, Saint Germain, please be with us on this platform. It's the presence of Imhotep, Ptahotep, Akhenaten. We call upon Nat Turner, John Brown, Chief Osceola, Chief Geronimo, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, Chief Seattle, Chief Joseph. We call upon Harriet Tubman to be with us on this platform. Mary McLeod Bethune. We call upon Frederick Douglass, Shroom Master, Dr. George Washington Carver, Booker T. Washington. Call upon Dr. Sabi, who too is a Shroom Master. Call upon Shroom Master Kalindi Aye, P.B. Randolph, Buddhas, Krishnas throughout the earth and in the earth's interior. We ask Archangel Michael, protect all our family, friends, and loved ones throughout the world. Protect our children, our women, our nieces and nephews, our sons and daughters. We ask Enoch the Ethiopian, who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron, to be with us on this platform. We ask White Buffalo Calf Woman, Quetzalcoatl. We ask Ascended Masters, Seraphis Bey, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Malcolm X, El Haj Malik El Shabazz, Elijah Muhammad, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, all of the rays of soul light that brought illumination upon the planet, all the healers, plant healers, medicine people. We thank you for being born. Thank you for being alive. And I ask in the name of love that everyone listening to the show tonight, may this help inspire and lift higher in their memory of their divine destiny in this incarnation. And we say together, Ashe, Aho, Donada, Wado, Amen, Amen. And let's make it happen. Okay? Oh, you got to turn your sound back on.
With that, I am ready. How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
It is good. I hope you had a wonderful birthday less than a week ago.
Oh, yeah,
Here
man.
on the 25th. Now,
Hmm.
what we're going to talk about first of what you said, the theme is superfoods. What do you mean? Because so many things now are like, they says ultra refined or something like that. There's a term they use.
Processed.
Yeah, ultra processed. Thank you. In other
Where's
words, it was
Bliss?
processed already. Now it's done moved it up to another level.
Hey, Lloyd, where's Bliss?
She's not on yet. I want to
Oh,
get
okay.
you on first.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So
She's right there. She'll be with you in just a moment.
before we talk about any superfoods, family, we need to become more aware. Those of you who are aware, bear with us. The need for magnesium. Okay. Magnesium has over 300 functions in our bodies, and most of us are magnesium deficient. This will give various symptoms from high blood pressure, stiffness in the body, and an array of other symptoms. We have to increase our magnesium. That's the beginning. So that's the first thing. Look it up. Check out the benefits. You hear the siren, they're saying, wake up, wake up. You
Yeah.
need magnesium. We're going into the season, the freezing season. And in the freezing season, the main concern, Lloyd, for people over the age of 25 eating this processed food is thickening of the bones. Without adequate bone density, young folks crack instead of bounce. Our folks are breaking before they're bouncing. The next item that is a must have: thickening bones, hair, nails, teeth, sea moss.
Uh huh. Okay.
Special shout out to Chris Ra. And he has here, this is powdered sea moss from Africa, which is very rich in the minerals. And what I've been noticing is that my hair is growing, but the main thing I was observing is nails. And those of you who may have spider veins, varicose veins, this sea moss would be very helpful to start mixing into your tea, your drinks, your juices. This is a must have. And the minerals in the sea moss will thicken your bones.
Good, good. Let me say this too, because we're about to bring Bliss into the picture. She is definitely your comrade. She has definitely been partnering with you and some other things. I know she's a Capricorn and whatnot. But before we do this, because I will forget, this show will end, and the very first thing I talked about will be what I forgot. Can you explain this neck piece, please, that everybody wants to know about?
That neck piece
Because you
is
did two, the
acacia wood.
first one, and then the second one with the Licalia.
Okay. The necklace that Lloyd has on, family, and what I have on is called acacia wood. Acacia wood, burning bush of Moses, is acacia wood. Tree of life in Genesis, acacia wood. Ark of the Covenant, acacia wood. Ark of the Tabernacle, Noah's Ark, ancient Egyptian royal furniture, mummification. Acacia wood is a natural super orgone energy source that you can purchase an acacia bowl, or you can get acacia beads when you order from me. And the word to awaken, according to Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba, according to the Wolof language, which is an ancient Egyptian living language of Senegal. I've heard people say the ancient Egyptian language is dead. It is not. It is alive by way of Senegal. And the word for acacia, to awaken the acacia wood on your neck, and everyone who has acacia beads or will have them shortly, is Jalaban. That's the mystical name of acacia wood. That's the mystical name of the tree of life. That is the mystical name the burning bush of Moses, the mystical name, the Ark of the Covenant, Jalaban, Jalaban, Jalaban. Connect to me. Can you please assist me in whatever you decide you want to have assistance in?
Well,
The
speaking of
energy from
assistance,
the energy from the Jalaban will then rise up off the wood and assist you in your personal challenges.
speaking of assistance, may I bring on your assistant, Miss Bliss?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Come on,
And then,
girl.
and then we'll talk about the superfoods and the. There we go.
There she
How you
is.
doing, Miss Bliss?
Hmm.
Greetings, greetings. Thank you.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Now, how did you meet Miss Bliss? Tell us about Miss Bliss briefly, and then go to the superfood and continue where you left off. Because I know somebody gonna say, "Man, you stopped at the best point when you were introducing the magnesium and the sea moss," and I'm sure you got some
Oh,
other
there's
things.
some
We
a
haven't even
bunch
talked
more.
about I know we haven't even talked about
I met
psychedelics.
Miss Bliss on
Yes,
the
Miss
drum.
Bliss. You met her
Give a
on
special
where?
acknowledgement. If I remember correctly, Bliss, it was the drum through
Yes.
drum master Raphael, who's in Brooklyn. I was coming to the drum classes to learn slap, tone, what's bass of the djembe, and that's where I met Bliss. And in the circle of travel and healing in Theogen, paths crossed again and again.
Miss
Yes.
You
Miss
got to get up
Bliss.
to Wachuma Mountain next summer, Lloyd. You gonna
Yes, you
get you up
do.
there, baby face?
Yeah, in fact, I think I saw some photos of the crew up there, okay, and everybody looked at peace. But I'm going to switch over to Miss Bliss. Miss Bliss, tell us a little
Yes.
about you, young lady.
Well, I just want to also mention that I also take the magnesium, and this is good for the nervous system, the muscles, everything that Rising Sun mentioned. And I too, I have my sea moss, and also in the raw form.
Mm-hmm.
So the only difference is when I take my sea moss and my magnesium, I add ashwagandha for women and maca. Now, ashwagandha, you may feel as a woman, your yoni area or your vagina area, your womb area, you may experience some type of vibration or extra secretion, I might say. But that's part of you knowing that you're healing. And one of the side effects of maca, you will have high sexual energy, and it may cause your breasts to grow larger. So I mix those with my sea moss and my magnesium.
All right, so now we know some of Miss Bliss secrets. So, Hank, so now that we've done that, what else did you add? So now sea moss. I know you said the one you just showed was African sea moss. Can it be if it's non-African as long as it's sea moss? I guess that is good. I
Okay,
take it.
I'm going. Hold that question. This sea moss, if you want to get some, reach out to a brother named Chris. I call him Chris Rock. He's also known as Chris Black American. His number is 646 704 7148.
Repeat Chris's number again for the sea moss.
646 704 7148. He has great quality sea moss, and you want to thicken your bones. The other piece of the I like to do with the sea moss is a 50-50 blend of sea moss with diatomaceous earth.
Who?
Diatomaceous earth. I'm going to put that in your in the comment section, Lloyd. Let me see if I can put it on the chat. D-I-A Tomaceous, Tomaceous, earth.
What
Food
is
grade.
that? What is that?
It is microscopic seashell that when you take it internally, it too thickens your bones, teeth, nails, hair, and works very well with the sea moss. And you can purchase this on Amazon. So you get veggie caps or a spoonful. And I got veggie caps sitting there, and I pack them by hand with 3 capsules of diatomaceous food grade and 3 capsules of the sea moss. And I take them together, and I notice and I can feel the strength and family using the magnesium with the sea moss and the diatomaceous earth. You will feel the difference in your sleep, in your vitality, in your strength, because we're going into the season of aging, which is called winter. Winter is when people age the most in the winter months because of a lack of sunshine. So we want to be fortified. We want to be strengthened, reinforced with the basic ingredient, which we're going to move to next.
And let me ask you while you're bringing that up next item. Does this explain why now I never understood that the elders, when they would fall, they break their hip, they break this, or they break something. So in other words, the bones become more brittle. Is that what you're saying, Hank? As we
Exactly.
get older,
As you
and what
get
that
older, you got to
does.
supplement because the food we eat is missing the vital minerals and nutrients that was proliferous 20 and 30 years ago. So eating one orange now, you need to actually have 20 compared to the orange back in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah, really.
It's
Okay.
been that refined?
It's that stripped because of the industrial farming. It's become stripped. The ground, the earth, the nutrients have become stripped. That's why Dr. George Washington Carver was so famous, because he saved the South, because cotton would strip the nutrient from the earth. And Dr. George Washington Carver said, rotate and have a peanut crop. And that would refortify and put the nitrogen back into the earth. Our bodies need nutrients. So then the primary forms of food is that which we have made of. Earth, diatomaceous earth, sea moss, that's sea vegetables, magnesium. You can find magnesium also in nuts, but how many of us is nutting? Literally chewing the nuts. Might be nutting another way, but you're emptying all your nutrients. Okay? So we move to the next thing that takes most of the nutrients out of the body, which is processed sweetener. Sugar
Yes, I
is
heard
the
about that.
original vampire because it's missing electrons in its outer orbit. And so what I did, family, I'm not a chemist. I'm just using my own body and listening to my own intuition. Monk fruit sweetener.
Now, what is that,
Now
Hank?
this is made from a fruit called monk fruit that's highly nutritious and sweeter, as sweet as sugar. But when you take a little pinch and put it in your mouth, you can feel the energy radiate from the sugar of monk fruit.
You know,
Now,
let me say this. Talking about sweeteners, one time I went to visit a relative in the hospital, and they had some sweetener, right? So I kind of like to read everything with words on it because that's my thing. But it said on the back of the package may cause cancer, and I'm saying, why would they give it to a person in the hospital trying to recover with something that may cause cancers? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you do that?
Exactly. But they don't care about us. Michael Jackson made the song. They don't care about us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The powers that be, they don't love us. Like someone showed a video, I think it was Dubai, where they showed that the leadership loved the people and how the people are nourished by the service and ministry of the government. They don't love people here, regardless of color. They don't love nobody.
They love the dollar bill, though.
It's not even backed by gold. That's how much they love the dollar bill. The ones that's printing it is printing it like toilet paper because it's not worth any substance. So get some gold, family.
You know the
Get
Federal
some
Reserve
platinum.
would be upset with you, right?
Who's gonna be upset? The prince ain't got no clothes. The gold's not back. The dollar's not backed by gold. It's dead. Only by your belief is it alive. Okay? But we getting back to the nutrients. All right? The next one. Listen up, family. Oatmeal ain't gonna cut this no more. Eating oatmeal in the morning, whether it's hot or cold, and the instant oatmeal, I know because it's sitting on my refrigerator, got a bunch of sugar in it. The instant
Got sugar
oatmeal.
in everything.
Huh?
You got, most things we consume has a large amount of either sugar or salt, which is both detrimental to the body over time.
Yeah, but what kind of salt? And now we'll hold that thought with salt, Lloyd, because we're going to talk about that salt. I got a salt here that'll make your toes curl. All right?
Okay.
I'm going to give a formula. Bliss, remind me about that salt, okay? But before we
It's
look at that
actually a
salt-
high fructose corn syrup. That's the sweetener that they use. It's no good for us. It's
No
high
good at all.
fructose corn syrup.
So what you're saying as a result, Bliss, is that if something says high fructose, that is not the best sugar for us to consume.
No, it's horrible.
Yeah, but sugar is so addictive, though,
So I'm giving you
Exactly.
options.
and salt too.
Yeah, but it depends on what kind of salt. Not all salts are the same. All right? So let's get next. Let's move to the next
Yeah,
thing.
because I want to ask Bliss some questions too. But
All
go
right, hold
ahead,
on.
Hank.
Let's go through the list first,
Yes,
and then we can
okay.
go back over it.
Yeah.
All right?
Can't leave out
Because
Bliss.
this is survival. This is survival food. The next thing. This is muscat. This is called amaranth. Lloyd, put your phone on mute. Put your speaker on mute so that we don't have that feedback. Yeah, they were saying in the chat they echo. Okay, this is the amaranth family. Get amaranth flakes, or you can get amaranth flakes in this form. Amaranth is a superfood used by ancient indigenous athletes and warriors to not only thicken their bones but increase muscle strength. And they're saying thank you, Lloyd, for the mutant. It increases your physical muscle strength, amaranth, and also thickens your bones, thickens your hair, thickens your teeth, thickens your nails. So having amaranth flakes in the morning, combine it, give it some sweetener with monk fruit.
Where do they get these flakes from?
Hold on, hold that thought. You can get it at Amazon. Make sure, and this is from Bernardo Lapalo, who lived to be 120. Always, whenever you have sweetener, always add cinnamon. Okay, Lloyd, go ahead.
Whenever you have sugar, always add cinnamon.
Always add cinnamon, and it will prevent diabetes.
Really?
According to Bernardo Lapalo, who lived to 120. And he
Can
was in
you-
my living room at 110. He wrote his first book at 107. And to prevent, according to Bernardo Lapalo, to prevent any wrinkles, and he was wrinkle free until he went into the afterlife, real olive oil prevents wrinkles, according to Bernardo Lapalo. Putting oil, authentic olive oil, because they got fake olive oil out here also. So investigate and make sure. Right, Bliss?
Yes. Yes, they got fake olive oil. Yeah, make sure you have the real olive oil to put on your skin. Actually, you can, the ladies, when you take a bath, you can put some of that olive oil in the water and bathe in it and soak in it, and it helps to moisturize your skin. But the sweetener that I use maple syrup.
Mm.
This is what I use to sweeten my food. So
Mhm.
actually, Dr. Sabi is something that always recommended maple syrup. So
Yeah, I love
I go
maple
with that.
syrup.
Or I'll go with dates.
Yeah.
I use dates also.
And speaking of Dr. Sabi, the herb that he was sharing because he was caring, that is a must drink tea from West Africa for cell rejuvenation and regeneration. If you're over the age of 25, I see you in there, King Simon. Good seeing you, brother. Uh, Kinkeliba tea, Kinkeliba. This is what Dr. Sabi said was a superfood for people of the sun. The tea treatment and prevention of cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, joint pain, liver detox. Because our brokenhearted, our folks are brokenhearted, Lloyd.
But you
We
know,
are this conscious community is brokenhearted. Hear it right now. We are brokenhearted people.
but you know what's amazing is those are some of the major ills that affect this entire country: diabetes, blood pressure, cancer, the things you just mentioned. And this tea can do a lot to balance that out. Is that what you're saying?
That's what Dr. Sabi said, and that's what used to be on the website kinkeliba.net until they had to pull down all the researched benefits. And I'm just calling it by memory. You can buy this at the African stores in the community, whatever urban area you are in, family. You can get it from the African shops, the African stores, the African market. They call it Kinkeliba.
How is it spelled?
Kinkeliba. Mr. VIP 317. He just type it again, brother. Thank you. That is a must drink. And I make a big old pot.
Can
And
you
I
spell it again?
Kinkeliba. Now, the Kinkeliba is the French name of the tea for rejuvenation, or that French was saying, look, this is part of the key to eternal youth. That's what the French said. So what they did with their gangster selves, the African countries are in court because the pharmaceutical gangsters want to patent the plant right out of the African soil.
You can't do that. That's nature.
Oh yeah? Tell them that.
They're trying it.
And Kinkeliba tea rejuvenates, regenerates, and balances the body. And you can get that also Amazon. And I'm glad you mentioned Stephen. Seahawk tea is the mystical name for Kinkeliba. The French call the tea Kinkeliba. The Africans, I'm talking about Ghana, Nigeria, uh, Senegal, Sierra Leone. I'm talking about all of West Africa drink Kinkeliba, and the Islamic countries break their fast drinking Kinkeliba tea. And the Muslim brothers and sisters right here in Brooklyn are clueless because you know, our African brothers are very tribal and they look at things in a different light. But if you go in and ask for Kinkeliba tea, you'll be able to get a big old bag for like $5. But if you order it on Amazon, you'll have to pay like 20, but they have the convenience that they'll deliver it in overnight or in 2 days. Now, this is the key, family. The beads that Lloyd has on. Should I tell them about that? Hold on a second. Okay, I'll hold that. The mystical name to activate the Kinkeliba tea. Listen close, y'all. Is Sihar. So you get a cup of the Kinkeliba tea, and after you boil it for 10 minutes, because it's an African herb and it's tough, buddy. It just don't give up his nature quick. You chant over the cup, Sihar, Sihar, Sihar. I love you. Sihar, Sihar, Sihar. Thank you. Please assist me in whatever your endeavor is. But that's the mystical name to activate Kinkeliba tea, according to Sheikh Amadou Bamba, Sheikh Ibrahim, our Senegalese brother speaking the ancient Egyptian dialect called Wolof. Wolof, the ancient Egyptian dialect. And Sihar is the mystical name for Kinkeliba tea. Jalaban is the mystical name of acacia wood. So you can get you an acacia bowl. You can get you an acacia. I use acacia wood in all my beads. In between all the beads is acacia wood. You see that? That's acacia wood. And the mystical name to activate it is Jalaban. King Simon has necklace with Jalaban. Lloyd Strayhorn, Bliss, has Jalaban. Okay? Wolof. Okay, Lloyd, you got to hit that button
Yeah,
again.
no, I know. When you were on about a year ago, you also introduced another African tea. Is this one and the same? This Kalinkaba?
Oh, Kinkeliba. Hmm.
Kinkeliba, excuse me?
Yep. Hmm.
That is the same tea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kinkeliba, but the mystical. See, we're using colonist language, but the mystical words of power to awaken and maximize. Like I have, oh, Lloyd, you got to mute your button. The mystical name is different from the colonizer's language. So to activate and get the max benefit, Lloyd, from your necklace that has the acacia beads in between the acacia beads, Jalaban, 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 hear me, connect to me. Jalaban, help me sleep better. Jalaban, could you assist in healing of whatever area of the body you need, and it will happen within minutes. I've done it for my own body. Jalaban, 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 can you assist in all my cells regenerating and guide me to any nutrients I may need? Speaking of nutrients, let's move to the next ingredient that we should have, must have. Okay? The next one is again out of Africa. And Lloyd, this may be what you were speaking on. I don't think it was, but I'm going to share it because this is a superfood. So, Amaranth, indigenous superfood of the Americas. Kinkeliba or Sihar tea, superfood. The next superfood is Baobab from the Baobab tree. Get the Baobab fruit powder.
What is that?
I wish I could show you, family. It's spelled Baob. Baob. And I'm going to read the benefits of Baobab tea. 6 times more vitamin C than a glass of orange juice. Twice as much potassium as bananas. 2 times more iron than meat or spinach. 4 times more magnesium than coconut water. 7,800 ORAC units of antioxidants, more calcium than a glass of milk, and 50% fiber. And it tastes delicious. It tastes like a cross between an orange and a banana. It's called Baobab. This is what it looks like. Let me see if I can. That's what Baobab. That's a must get. The powers that be and the people who want to really be nutrients rich, you get yourself some Baobab fruit and mix that with some blueberries and drink that in the morning. Okay. And also it has the ingredients to make your skin feel and look better, tone and all of that. Baobab fruit nutrients. This is what we must get back into. And that's straight out of Africa, out of the Baobab tree.
I think that's amazing. All these things, every time I bring you on, You always bring to the table something new that we don't know. And I just think it's amazing. But I want to switch over to Bliss a second to ask Bliss, what do you have in your bag of goodies that's like that? Especially with, and also, can you review for those who are maybe just joining about something you take just for the women to make sure that they're straight too, please?
Oh yeah. So he mentioned I take the sea moss, which comes from Chris Black America. I take the sea moss, but he also sells it in the raw form. So if you want to make it in the raw form, then you can also do that and make it to your liking. Um, with the sea moss, I take the magnesium just the same as Rising Sun, but I put in something a little bit extra, which is for women, which is the ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is really good for women, especially in the womb area. Anything down there dealing with the yoni. When you're taking ashwagandha, you may feel a little vibration, or you may feel a little bit juicier than normal. But it's really, really good. And that if you feel that way, it's just the process to let you know that it's actually working. I also take it with Maca. Maca actually is known for heightening your sexuality. And I take the red maca because there are different macas. There's black, there's red, there's white. But if you're a woman, the red maca is better. One of the side effects of the maca is actually it would make your breasts a little larger. So
What about for men? Is it what men should take maca if that's the case, so they can
the black
make
maca. If it's
Yep.
a man, he should take the black. It's better for him. But yeah, it heightens your sexuality. Yeah, makes you vibrant, gives you energy. You drink a glass of these in the morning, every morning. Yeah, they're not ready for it. They're not ready for
no,
it.
that's right. Okay.
Hold on, I got a bag of black
I was
maca
going to
right here.
say,
I'm gonna show
Hank,
you.
continue.
Let me get that bag of black maca.
Oh, you have the black maca there?
Heck yeah.
That and Tongkat Ali, which I don't know if Hank wants to talk about the
Yeah, we'll get to
I've
that.
heard of Tongkat Ali. I've heard of that one. And Hank, while you're doing all that, where does he get those cornflakes from?
You can get that from Amazon too. And then what I do is with the amaranth flakes, I mix the two of them together. Uh, just looking. I mix the two of them together because I like the consistency. This makes me think of cornflakes where I grew up on. You know, we had cornflakes, but I mix them together, and then it really like makes me feel like I've had a nutritious meal. Because I remember back in the day when mom would give me some Cheerios, I'd be hungry a half an hour later. But before I move on, I want you to see this. This is the magnesium. They call it the master mineral. Look, fully supports blood sugar levels, optimal circulation and blood pressure, cellular energy production, a calm nervous system, pain release, pain relief and relax muscles, increase bone density and calcium balance, joints and ligament flexibility, deep sleep patterns, and more. This is crucial to more than 300 functions in your body. You, me, we need magnesium supplements.
Now, you showed magnesium supplements. Is that one and the same or a different maker of magnesium?
What the one I have here is 5 different versions, 5 forms of magnesium. You see, because there's different forms of magnesium. But I muscle test to see what I need. And also heart function, heart health is also crucial to maintaining nerve, bone, and heart health. This is 500 milligrams. Last night I took 2 of them, and then this morning I took one. But I had such good sleep when you have enough magnesium. Just like if you do Epsom salt bath, that's magnesium, y'all. Epsom salt bath will put you to sleep like a baby. Also, the history of Maca. Let me tell you for the brothers, all right, before we get into Tongkat Ali, Maca is considered the indigenous American ginseng, because the warriors, the Aztec, the Mayan warriors would eat maca, fight all day and want to bang all night. Fight all day and want to bang all night. Maca ain't no joke. Never mind drinking Heineken, Budweiser. You make some maca beer and make up a batch of maca, mix up the maca with the water, put a little bit of sugar in it and let it ferment, and make that ferment to the point that it's beer, and you drink that. Your lady, your wife, your girlfriend is going to say, go out drinking with the boys if y'all going to be drinking maca. Okay? It got ridiculous. The history of maca, Peruvian ginseng is what is also known as. Peruvian ginseng is that the men would be so cock diesel that the generals had to back up taking the maca from the men, because after they battled all day, they wanted to do the bang 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 all night and get up the next day and do it again.
Now that's spelled Macca, Maca.
Maca, and get the black maca.
Maca.
You know, when it's black, that's some power. Black power. Black power. You want some black power? Mm-hmm. Now, Tongkat Ali, brothers, men are becoming socially engineered to be more like women, and the women are being socially engineered to be more like men. They don't want the women to be feminine. They don't want the men to be masculine, because masculine energy comes from testosterone. Testosterone produces from the balls that hang loose, and you got your cell phone in your pocket. Your testosterone production drops from your cell phone and from your rubber soled shoes, because you are insulated from the electricity of the earth. Ever since the invention of rubber soled shoes, because Converses and Pro Kids back in the day was just used for sports, and then you would go back into leather sole shoes which conduct electricity, and you would absorb the electricity from the ground. That's why your aunties and your uncles back in the day never had a problem with joints in their knees or their hips, because they were always electrically connected to the earth. But ever since you've been isolated, and then you have the cell phone generating toxic electricity, it weakens the bones. So there's a herb from Indonesia that boosts testosterone, and your whole psychological profile will shift into deep masculine perceptions. It's called Tongkat Ali. Tongkat space Ali, Ali. And that means Ali's cane. And Ali's cane ain't talking about the stick. We're talking about the bat, the bat, the bat. Tongkat Ali.
Well,
Because
what
when
about
you
for women then? If Tonga Ali is for the men, what about the ladies? So they're not left out to
they won't be
feminize them
left
more,
out.
if that's the case from what you just said.
It's called Fatima, Kasip Fatima, Kacip space Fatima, Fatima, and that keeps women juicy and tight. From Indonesia, Kasip, Kacip space Fatima, Fatima, and that keeps the women tight and the men hard and right.
I'm sure
Make you
that's
want to
what the
ride your bike.
invocation.
Make you want to ride your bike. Make you want to ride your bike. Hey,
Is that why you ride your bike everywhere, all over the city?
I love riding like that. Yeah. So there's other herbs. They say Damania is good, but it wasn't enough for me. Somebody in the chat said they see more men with breasts nowadays. That's a shame. That's a shame. Do some push-ups.
Are you serious?
Fenugreek.
Oh, they in the chat blowing it up. Lord, you got a bunch of folks listening to this. They blowing
Someone
the
mentioned
chat up.
fenugreek. Fenugreek is also good. You can actually make a paste, the women, of the fenugreek, and you can rub it on your breasts to help to uplift them and keep them perky. You can also take a fenugreek and make an oil, and you can put it in your hair to strengthen your hair. Yeah, fenugreek is very good. And in addition to making it as a tea, fenugreek is all good.
No. Can you repeat those two items again for the benefit of our sisters, please?
Yes, so someone in the chat mentioned fenugreek. So fenugreek, you can make a paste, and you after you make the paste, you have to keep it in the refrigerator, but you can rub it on your breast, and it helps to keep your breast perky. And you can also take fenugreek and make it like an oil, and then you can put it in your hair, and it helps to strengthen your hair so that your hair can grow. And then you can also take fenugreek as a tea, which helps, the woman internally. Fenugreek is wonderful, wonderful.
Where do they get it from?
I go to Nicholas Bookstore in Brooklyn and order my fenugreek, but you can also get it on Amazon. And when you make the fenugreek to rub on your breast, you actually mix that with the original olive oil. You just have to make sure when you're ordering olive oil, because it's so many companies that are making fake olive oil, that you have to be careful to make sure that you're ordering the real olive oil, and you mix it with the fenugreek, and it's like a paste, and you rub it on your breast. Yeah,
Well,
you just have to make sure when you're massaging your breast that you're not massaging down, that you're massaging in the uplifting motion from the sides and up.
How can one distinguish organic olive oil from this generic or fake olive oil, as Hank was mentioning earlier in the show?
Yeah, it's so you would have to know the brands. You would have to do your research to find out which brands are producing the original products, because there are over maybe 50% of the brands that are producing fake olive oil. So you would have to, a lot of them. And if you can't get your hands on olive oil, you can also use sunflower seed oil. If you can't get your hands on real olive oil, or you can make it yourself. You can try to do it that way. If you can, get the olives and squeeze the juice out. Yeah.
Hank?
Okay, I want to share this because I'm hearing so many people talk about cataracts and their eyes going bad. Amaranth. Look what it says about amaranth, y'all. Prevents development of cataracts and macular degeneration.
Can you lower that down so we can see what it is? We're seeing all the benefits. What's the name of it again, please? Can you lower it?
We're talking about amaranth, the same grain. Aids in weight loss, improves heart health, boosts immune system, aids in managing diabetes, helps to improve hair health. And you know how many sisters and brothers going bald? Reduce risk of colon cancer, provide relief from celiac disease. That's colon disease, y'all. Eliminates constipation, bloating, and farting. Aids in maintaining healthy cholesterol levels. Again, prevents development of cataracts. Amaranth. This is must prepare for winter. So imagine having amaranth with sea moss, having a little bit of diatomaceous earth. These all go together because they're superfoods. And start your day with Baobab. Make a Baobab drink. So if you have a fruit drink, if you go to the juice bar, take your Baobab powder and drop the powder in and mix it. And it makes you feel really good. Baobab. I wanted to share that.
Since you mentioned cataract, I want to also mention the Sanaga. Which way do we get it in there? I don't know if you could see it, but Sanaga is a medicine that is dropped in the eyes.
Put it in the middle and turn it flush to the screen.
Like put that.
A little bit more into the screen. Yeah, that's better.
You see it?
And then angle it a little more facing, because I can see it now. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
You can see it.
Sanaga. Drop it, Bliss. Tell them about
it. Sanaga. Now, Sanaga is a drop that you put in your eye, 2 drops every day, And Sanaga, it actually cures inner anger inside of people. It detoxifies the body. It also assists with glaucoma, nearsightedness, farsightedness. It clears long-standing anger, resets energetic field. And this is a medicine that the Native Americans used to take for many, many, many years. And it's a natural product. It's really, really good. I will say that if you are in Brooklyn, New York, and you want to try the Sanaga before you purchase it, Brother Dooley, who's usually in Brooklyn on Nostrand Avenue every Wednesday, you can go and ask him, say, you know what, before I purchase Sanaga, I want to try it. And he will give it to you, the eye drops, right then and there at no cost whatsoever. It burns now because it's burning all of the toxins. So you see, Dr. Sebi explained to us that we have mucus in our bodies, but we also have mucus in our eyes. And so when I was taking a Sanaga, I would wake up in the morning and it would be gobs of mucus coming out of my eyes to the point where I couldn't open up my eyes. And so you can do it. It depends on what your eye disease or eye damage is, but you can do the Sanaga for 30 days straight and you would see a tremendous difference.
What I'm interested in is surprising what you said about the Sanaga eye drop. It's about it relieves anger. If that's the case, seems like everybody needs to take a little of Sanaga right now, because this world is crazy and people want to shoot and fuss and fight and cut and everything
Because
over
everybody's
the
heartbroken.
slightest of things.
Our folks are heartbroken. You ain't got to worry about any neo-Nazis or KKK. The black on black crime is out of control. It's out of control. And they have a YouTube personality. This brother just recently started calling out people about the self-hate from us being heartbroken. And then we scared of psychedelics. We need to be up in therapy, strapped to a gurney, being carried by EMS to a psycho ward.
Well, you know something?
By the block.
Let me say this to you. It's almost an hour and we haven't even touched on psychedelics.
Yes.
So let me ask you this, Hank. Do you have any other supplements? And then we'll spend just a little time and then we'll have you back to go more into the psychedelics so it's not just glossed over.
Okay. Yeah, there's one more thing. Start your morning with chlorophyll. Get some chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is almost like drinking green blood. Let me just show you a picture. Here it is. Get some chlorophyll, put a few drops in your water. You know, I like getting about a spoonful. Don't use too much because you'll do a detox. But chlorophyll is so close to the molecular structure is like one molecule from being blood. Do chlorophyll. And people who are talking about deodorant, if you have enough chlorophyll in your body and you're not eating carcasses in various forms, you won't smell. Because the deepest smell, like the thing that people don't realize, you smell like whatever you eat. And you know what it's like to meet a beautiful woman that smells like chicken? I ain't never gonna forget it. I remember. And I remember one sister, when I was eating a lot of seafood, she smelled the inside of my wrist. I said, what does it smell like? She said, fish. I was like, damn. But then when I did the mushrooms, and I ain't talking about portobello mushrooms, I saw the fish come to me. The chickens came to me. The turkeys came to me and said, we are your brothers. We love you. Why are you eating us? And I ain't touched them since.
Seriously?
Do I look like I'm joking?
You never do as a rule.
Yo. And so we have to heal our broken heart, and that's where we'll go to the psychedelics. Oh, the guy's name is Charleston White. He's calling out the craziness in the neighborhoods, in our hoods, in our so-called conscious community. This guy named Charleston White. Charleston, there he is right there. Yo, he's calling out the things that our folks don't want to talk about. The single mothers that have the boys growing up and becoming gangbangers because they didn't have no other choice, because the fathers ain't there. We are a dysfunctional junkyard with heartbroken, wounded souls.
He
Let's
also
keep it
talks
real.
about all the rappers and all this negative music that's coming out of these radio and stereo cars and whatnot, encouraging us to kill one another and disrespect our women, which was totally unheard of back in the day.
And the
Okay?
women talking crazy, right? The women, you should hear the rap songs, but this is something diabolically done by the music industry because they're creating a pipeline to the prison industrial complex. This isn't random.
And these are private prison systems too,
Private prison systems.
funded in part by the government too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So how do we heal broken hearts? Because half y'all in the audience, if not everybody's brokenhearted, even if they're not aware of it. But before I move on, I want to acknowledge I am at Nicholas Bookstore most Sundays, 2 to 7 p.m., where I custom make acacia crystal amulets. Uh, you can reach me at my cell number 786-493-3337, and be patient. You can text me. Right there it is, right there. Or you can email me. The website, I'm glad you brought it up, Lloyd. I don't take PayPal. PayPal, I put PayPal to sleep. The only way you're going to get your pieces is if you send me a postal money order. I'm going back old school. I like old school music, and now I'm going old school postal money orders, and I will have you put it in a priority envelope with a tracking number, and then you'll be able to contact me and stay in touch as I create. And the more patient you are, the stronger and more powerful the amulets are, because I wait on downloads. And the acacia beads keep getting better.
Well, in fact, this is the second set for me.
Oh, you got the upgrade, brother.
Yeah, I know.
You got the upgrade. If you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal, because now this is a frequency war. So if you're wearing high energy orgone and activated crystals, you literally put people in your community in a mild trance of elevation, peacefulness, harmony, and you can continue to influence our folks as women. The most important area for women to have on orgone is their waist beads, because women have co-signed with the devil in thinking that they have to think like men. If I ever met the brother who wrote that book, Think Like a Man, I would I would tell him you did us a dis disfavor, because women have a beautiful crystal ball known as your crystal womb that's way smarter than your brain. And when you try to think like a man, it causes your hair follicles to fall the funk out. That's what hair loss is from. Too much fire, where that's a natural place for a man um, to have all that energy in the head when they're supposed to have it in their hips.
That's very, very interesting. I would imagine, based upon that, that might try to even put out a book, tell a man how to think like a woman, which is like totally against the natural laws of things, I would imagine.
They are so afraid of the sleeping gods of the sun-kissed indigenous people that they even try to bend and twist and mutate the natural gender roles. Look at the craziness out of Hollywood, creating a movie called The Woman King. So what's next? The Man Queen? Is that going to be the follow-up? You see where they're going with this? But
I don't
believe
watch
me,
much
other
TV.
neighborhoods, they dare not. Could you imagine if other cultures, if they did this kind of twisting to their narrative, to their family structure? Could you imagine the organized crime of the Italians and Hollywood bringing out that the mafia is all a bunch of gay guys? Could you imagine the backlash
Mm.
from the Sicilians, from the Italians? Yo, Gomba! They would do, you talk about drive-bys, they would use ice picks in the back of their heads. Show you where this movie's going. Integration did us a disservice.
I think
And
some would agree with
Martin
that
Luther
too.
King didn't realize it until they smoked him. Equality, but we needed our own tribal identity.
Well,
And they're
every ethnic
afraid.
group and every ethnic group have their own tribal identity.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And you're supposed to have Chinatown, they have economics. Little Italy, they have their stores, they have their real estate. What do we have
You
here?
even have Little Russia in Queens in Brooklyn.
There you go. Little Korea, Little India.
That's out in Queens.
Exactly. Big disservice. Big disservice. Big Fuber. And I hope we somehow regenerate. And
Can
that's
you
why I
talk
said,
about these hallucinogens moment? We don't have much time. I'm over the hour.
nah, that's all right. Let's talk about the one that looks like melanin. Which entheogen looks like melanin on the molecular level? Is it shrooms? Is it ayahuasca? Is it bufo? No. Go ahead, Bliss. Tell them what you're working with. I'm gonna let you go ahead and start it up.
It's Wachuma. It's Wachuma. Wachuma is a beautiful psychedelic heart medicine that heals 7 generations back and 7 generations forward. It's a heart healing medicine. The first time I took Wachuma that weekend on Monday, family members of mine who had been arguing, not speaking to each other, were suddenly starting to call. And at first I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this the Wachuma? And it was amazing. And I have been to 5 Wachuma ceremonies, and the healing process is tremendous. Tremendous. So yeah,
Also,
it's our medicine.
it's it's made from the cactus that's found in the Andes Mountains. And the medicine people say that the cactus, through its thorns, through the spikes, through the needles, collecting and concentrating starlight and knowledge. That's what the cactus does up in the mountains. It's almost like a plant based telescope that absorbs the starlight and star knowledge of countless galaxies that's more than the sand on the beach. Wachuma is Whacuma. Wachuma. It means San Pedro. And if you're interested in going to a ceremony, I'm going to drop the contact information.
And can
Her
you spell
name
Wachuma again for those that may have missed it?
Whacuma. Wachuma.
I would imagine you can't get that one on on Amazon, right?
Um, we share. Oh, I'm sorry. The spelling was wrong. You got it right already. It's Wachuma. Either or, but what it is San Pedro. So don't quote me on the spelling exactly. I'm sorry.
Is that available on Amazon?
No,
The
brother.
best thing to
I
do
didn't think
is
so.
attend the ceremony.
Oh, yeah, go. You want to go to
It's
ceremony?
it's an overnight ceremony with a group of people around a fire. And if you are ready for a life-changing experience, it's definitely something that you want to try at least once. We have people traveling from all over the United States to take this medicine for healing. People who have been traumatized, people whose ancestors have experienced so much trauma, because remember, it heals 7 generations back and 7 generations forward.
And this is through the Native American church family.
Yes.
This is through the Native American church. This is what our indigenous brothers and sisters practice, our ancestors practice to keep our heart and keep our soul. We are heartbroken, and some of us acting soulless by the actions outside of the heart. So if you're interested, the number is Joanna is a contact person. 201 981 8585.
Repeat it again, please.
201 981 8585. Now, let me tell
And
you
her
right
name
now,
and the person's name again?
Joanna. All right, let me tell you right now, these are brothers and sisters from South America. This isn't a Hotep ceremony. This isn't a Yoruba ceremony. This isn't a Baptist church Christian ceremony. This is a ceremony in the ones that's holding this, they're Latin. So they have a lot of Spanish speaking songs. The medicine man is from Ecuador. His wife is from Cuba. So it's a strong Latin flavor. But keep your focus on getting your medicine to super activate your heart chakra, because what Bliss was saying, and that's why I'm sharing this, it also activates the psychic powers of the heart, which no one is talking about. It makes your aura go quantum in its magnetic field.
In other
Every
words, it
time I
reaches, it
come off that
extends out. So you're saying the aura of a person naturally
goes
can extend
quantum,
out?
quantum. Every time I come off that mountain, Bliss, when I show you the phone, what does it look like?
It's ringing off the hook. It is ringing off the hook. That's him. So everyone is different because everyone is on their own journey. So when we're coming off the mountain, every time his phone is blowing up. However, when we're coming off the mountain with me, my family is intact and my psychic abilities are like manifesting. Yeah.
That's a very, very interesting thing. So you know what I'm going to have to do later. We'll talk a little bit more, but I got to have y'all back. When is this next Wachuma ceremony taking place?
We got to call and find out. We just came off the mountain because my birthday was Friday, and I was facilitating plant medicine because I said, you know what, this is how I'm going to bring my birthday, and I'm going to be of service. So I was serving two beautiful people, and they were laughing. I mean, you want to hear how they were laughing? It wasn't nothing X-rated. It was just joy.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
know
let them hear
laughter
it.
was X-rated.
No, let's listen to this. This was how I brought in my birthday by being of service. Listen to this. This is my birthday. It's my birthday. Look at it right here. Yo, my dog, though. We on a trip and you in your. That was Bliss on steroids, but that's Bliss on the show. That was another form of Bliss, just happiness.
Yeah, yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, but this medicine now that wasn't Wachuma. That wasn't Wachuma at all. Because this is your show, Lloyd. I'll just say this was plant medicine. I'll just say it was plant medicine. But the thing is, you can also microdose, but that comes later. But the documented benefits is everything from healing cancer, everything disease is emotionally rooted in our bodies. Our bodies don't lie as far as what's going on with personal health. We have a lot of angry brothers in the community.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of angry, you got angry yonis and angry lingams with broken hearts on both.
You got a lot of angry people from what I can gather nowadays, which is like way past normal, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
And people will be fighting and fussing over the most silliest, littlest things and taking each other's life.
Yeah.
And life is like a real, you know, it's not like a video game.
And you know what?
When it's over, it's a wrap.
And you know what's
There's no
really
playing again.
there's a big dilemma from the single family households of daughters that don't know how to be the coming of the daughters from the single family households that didn't grow up with a daddy. They're coming into the age that they want to have children, but they don't know how to relate to men. And then there's men who grew up from just being with their mothers or their fathers and they don't know how to be husbands. We have a generation that is literally coming up of reproduction age that are clueless to the natural roles of men being providers, protectors, directors, and women knowing how to hold down a home. We are in dire
That's
straits, y'all.
crazy.
We
When
are
you
in
think
dire
about it
straits.
like that, Hank, that's crazy. Okay, and that is not normal. Because
No.
if you if above over and above humans, if you go into the world of the animal kingdom, that is not an issue.
Hmm.
It's always the role of the male, the female, the raising of the family, this, that, and the other. So I guess we humans calling ourselves better than animals. Maybe we need to go back to some of the basics.
Yeah. So I just want to share that. And as far as spiritual suggestions and studying, I'm going to share the brother's number right now. I'm going to talk to about this
And which
brother's
one is
name
this
is
when you share it?
Laji. He's
What's his name?
teaching Laji, Lalji. Laji teaches for free the science of I am. Knowing when you say the words I am, you can transform. So it wouldn't be fair to say this is what the assessment is, but without giving remedies, because that's not good for men's testosterone. Men's testosterone say we got to have remedies. And one of the most powerful things Muhammad Ali said was, I am the greatest. Yes, I am, until the world believed him. And he was a Capricorn, right, Lloyd?
January the 17th, 1942.
Wow. So if you're interested in learning who your divinity, this is not a spiritual, this is spiritual, but it's not religious. Logi, um, 917
Repeat it,
Text him.
please.
917-946-9616. And he's offering free Zoom classes and understanding you are, I am. You are, I am. And whenever you say the words, I am, every part of the universe, every electron, proton, neutron turns to say, a self realized God is speaking. I am earthly wealth and abundance. I am forgiving. I am divinely protected. And when you say it with a crystal, special shout out to Lester Loving, when you chant into a crystal, yes, I am divinely protected. The crystal amplifies your affirmations 600%. And the acacia beads amplify to percentages that I'm not even aware of.
Well, I know this. You in your lab, as I call your place,
Oh, yeah,
a
that's the
lab,
lab.
okay,
Mhm.
is the most interesting place I have visited, and I've visited many, many places. But we wrap this up, though. I'm going to go to Bliss first because I want to find out, Bliss, how can people get in touch with you?
I will be creating something soon. I don't have anything right now, though. It's coming soon, though.
She can be. You know what? What about sharing? What do you think about sharing? And you think the WhatsApp chat is ready yet? Or should we create another one?
Mm, Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
might have to
not yet.
create another one because we're finding out how crazy our folks are in the chat. So we might have. You know what, when you give a person a chance to express, sometimes they will express to the point that it's like, oh wow, I never knew a person. We never know how much burden is on the hearts of our folks. We just don't know. That's why there's liquor stores and churches through Brooklyn like nobody's business.
And funeral homes.
And funeral homes. Oh, if you know what they said? Listen, there are corporate funeral homes now, and they say their business is thriving in the urban areas, and they're selling stocks
Are
because
you
the
serious?
yes, the black on black crime with the young boys shooting each other to death is making business in the funeral homes go
Yeah.
through the roof.
That's
Stocks are not,
crazy.
and
That's
it just keeps getting better.
crazy.
We didn't even talk about organs, hijacking of organs, hijacking people off the streets of cities. or after they get young folks get shot, how they sell off their kidneys, their eyeballs, of their lungs, their liver.
That sounds morbid, but I've heard about that before.
Yeah. But now the funeral homes, oh, they loving the business of the black on black crime. It's business.
Speaking of business, I've had you on way past the time I thought. I'm going to have you both back on, and we're going to talk this time and put more emphasis on the. And in fact, when you are ready, maybe January, February, since this is a kind of this event that you go to on a monthly basis, I take it,
Mm-hmm.
the Wachuma.
Yeah.
So maybe around January or February, just before your next one, we can talk about the hallucinogens. Is that what you call it?
We already hallucinate. Look at our name. We are high on Yo, we already on a bad psychedelic trip, experiencing urban life. Philadelphia, Chicago, L.A., Oakland, Brooklyn, Bronx. That's a bad psychedelic trip.
Hmm.
Oh, somebody said about number. Oh, the
They
number
want
for
you to repeat Joanna's number for Wachuma. For the Wachuma, ceremonies are done in 2 locations: New York, in Bear Mountain, and then the other one is done in Maryland.
Yeah.
So if you're close to one of those areas, but we had people last week that traveled from Texas, from Georgia. Yeah,
All
they're
over.
traveling from California,
Everywhere.
traveling from all over the world to get this type of healing.
Because once your heart chakra is activated, it's a whole new day in the neighborhood. The heart
Mhm.
chakra and the magnetic field of the heart is stupendously superior to the third eye or the pineal gland. The pineal gland originally was just supposed to be the periscope for the heart chakra. We've been miseducated by intentionally, diabolically keeping you impotent by saying the seat of the soul is in the pineal gland. The seat of the soul is in the heart chakra. And if you activate the pineal gland before you activate the heart chakra, you will be the devil personified or the demon running screaming. The heart chakra is where it's at. The heart. The heart.
And that makes perfect sense because without a heartbeat, there is no life.
Exactly.
There is nothing. There is no love. There is no
Right.
circulation. There's
Yes.
a whole lot of pieces. Now, you can do without certain organs in the body, which is true, but no one can do without the heart.
Exactly. And the heart of Lloyd Strayhorn is so big. I thank you, Lloyd, for your big
Thank you,
heart
Lloyd.
I think
and
you
all
too.
your ministry that create alkaline producing ripples throughout the community around the world.
Thank you very much for that, Hank. And Bliss, we're going to have you back on with Hank again. We're going to do a
Yes.
part 2, and then we'll put more emphasis on the hallucinogen parts of it because a lot of people, I'm hearing more talk about people taking shrooms. I think that's the nickname they call it, or what, and the various things that Bliss was talking about. Bliss, did you want to say it? Want to
Oh
say
my goodness,
something?
you have thousands of different shrooms out here, and it's good to know different shrooms that can actually heal the body when you're sick. So there is a whole conversation that can be spoken about when it comes to shrooms. And I just someone wanted to know about Sanaga. Oh, the mic is echoing.
Yeah, Lloyd. Okay.
Oh, okay. You can purchase Sanaga from a young lady named Jenny, and her number is 276-870-9802. However, if you want to try it for free, you can come out to Brooklyn and let Dooley drop some in your eyes and
Can
see
you
the
repeat
color.
that number? Can you repeat that number again, Bliss, please?
Yes. Her name is Jenny, Ginny. Her number is 276-870-9802. And Sanaga is spelled Sanaga. And let her know Ms. Bliss recommended you and you want the eye drops. And like I said, if you want to try them, you come out to Brooklyn and let Dooley give you a little bit of treatment.
And right
Thank
now.
you, both of you. I'll say this. Any last words, Hank? And then
Yeah,
I'll give the last word to
Lu-
Bliss.
Dooley is getting his upgraded training. He won't be available until mid-January. Again, I'm going to share the number for your I am classes. That's free. Logi 917 946 9616. And for the contact for the Wachuma Native American Church is Joanna, and her number is 201 981 8585.
And
For
don't forget
those of
Chris
you,
of CMOS.
and on Chris, hold on.
Chris.
His name is Chris. I call him Chris Ra. To get the CMOS, CHRIS, let me pull it up. 646 704 7148. 646 704 7148 for the CMOS. And I'm telling you, this is some good CMOS, y'all. This is some
Yeah.
good. And I got the powder. I stock up on it because if you have CMOS, man, you can make all kinds of good drinks, all kinds, and thicken your bones, family. If you over 25, you better thicken your bones. You better thicken your
Lloyd been
bones.
trying to close this show for the past 20 minutes. And your audience is like, oh, I want more. I want more. I'm
And,
sorry, Lloyd.
I know, and you know what? I haven't gone to. You have a total of 227 comments, and I haven't looked at one because I'm trying to still learn the logistics of doing my part
you're doing
without
good,
going
bro.
through that. But I'm glad you gave out these numbers. I'm glad you spoke about these different areas, the superfoods and the other things that help take us to another level. And I noticed all these superfoods have one thing in common. They're all complement of Mother Nature.
Yeah. And those of you who want to have me make them pieces, I'm going to, like I said, I'll be at Nicholas Bookstore, so you can
And give the
Sundays
address,
2 to 7.
please. Give the
Lord, you're
address.
going to be there too.
Yeah, but give the address where you're going to be.
1396 Fulton Street. That's Restoration Plaza in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, between Brooklyn Avenue and New York Avenue. And the contact information is 786 493 3337. And a special shout out to Monique if she's listening, because she's a beautiful
Hey.
Sag, and her birthday's coming up, Lloyd. I think it's December 9th.
Fire, fire, without
Fire,
question. So
fire.
below at the bottom of the screen, you see how to get in touch with Hankh Rising Sun. I guess indirectly you can also get in touch with Bliss. But this particular
Absolutely.
Sunday, December the 4th, come out to Nicholas, Brooklyn, and get to meet Hankh Rising Sun. Hopefully, I'll get there later in the day. I have a commitment in the morning hours, but hopefully, I'll be able to get there in the day. But you too, I need to thank you very, very much. Thank you for giving me some extra time too.
And
You
thank you,
know,
Lloyd.
this y'all you always bring so much information. I be writing. You're one of the few people where I be writing and taking notes.
Hey,
Okay,
listen,
it's like that.
remember this. Dr. Sabi, Lloyd, Bliss, family, he took so much CMOS that his bone density was so hard that he would allow his weight to drop on his knee, and you would hear the stage go boom from bone
Yes.
density.
He demonstrated that in one of his lectures. He
Yes.
fell on his knees. He must have been about in his 70s at the time.
Yes.
And he just
Yeah.
fell on his knees just like that. Where if half the people, half his age did that, they'd have to go get knee surgery.
Exactly. Yep. So
Everybody, I
thank
want to
you.
thank you very, very much, Hank. Thank you,
Thank you.
man. And you, Bliss. Thank you very much, Capricorn. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you, Capricorn. Well, she brought some angles that I didn't even think of. All that punani stuff. I never thought of that. Keeping them firm and upright. That's why I knew I needed to have a present. For the sisters and the brothers too.
Hank, you got issues. But
you know, we want to see that too. Yeah, rise, baby, rise. Yeah,
But
exactly.
Bliss, thank you for those tips for women. I'm sure there's some women in need of some of those things because the one thing about women I notice versus men, women are always a work in progress, wanting to make themselves better, either it be their appearance or their health. The slightest thing go wrong, they go to a doctor. We wait until it's almost time to call upon the higher source to come and save us, okay? So I
Exactly.
mean, so those things are, and when we have you back, hopefully you'll bring more tips that women can carry away with them so they can be better too. All righty.
Yes. Sure.
Yes,
So,
sir.
Hank, I want to thank you very much.
Thank you,
Much love
Lloyd.
to you, and Bliss. Much love to you too. I haven't met you yet in person, but I will. Okay. So,
Yes.
everybody, I want to thank you very, very much. I hope y'all took some notes. I did. I hope y'all took some numbers. I did. And I hope you took where these superfoods and other things can be gotten from. And I need to thank them very much. But in the meantime, I want everybody to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a safe one too. There are some things that's going on I don't understand and it doesn't make sense. So maybe everybody needs to take something from their heart to show some love to one another, okay? Because it's just that simple. Everybody, y'all have a blessed weekend. Take care until then.